the whacker, Rob Wharne, super player who is really targeting Ultimate Pool Gold in 2024. Very good evening, everyone. The action is underway in the Ultimate Pool Champions League. 4 more players enter the gauntlet. Rob Wharne, Connor Treacy here at the moment. We've also got Dave McNamara and Jez Graham waiting in the wings. All 4 players will play each other over the course of a round-robin format, so 6 matches total tonight. Top of the league on points. At the end of those 6 matches will qualify through to the last 16 of this competition. And it's a very simple 2 points for a win, 1 for a draw. The draw is in play because we take the result at 20 minutes on the match clock no matter what. It's a race to 4 or 0 on the match clock, whichever one comes first. We do not discriminate in that sense. We saw a couple of matches go the distance in frames and a couple will go the distance on the watch last week in Group 1.
Rob in the perfect position here just to start us off with a break clearance. Just has to float middle of the table here, and the top red, the one by the 8 ball, passes the other, and he lands anywhere near straight in. It's frame over, really.
Yeah, it should be. He's a super player, Rob. Been in this game a long time. If you're watching us for the very first time, welcome to 8 ball pool, but maybe not as you know it. Ultimate Pool has transformed the way this game is thought of and perceived over the last few years, and is only getting stronger in that regard. Simple game, you pick your colour set, you pot your balls, you pot the 8 ball. Rob Wharne has picked reds, dispatched them nicely, and leaves himself a dead straight 8 ball for 1-0. Been a multiple time world champion with the all-conquering England team. That's Connor Treacy's first break-off as an Ultimate Pool professional, and could not have gone any worse for him with the cue ball going in off, especially as there's nothing wrong with that break at all. Cue ball was nowhere near a pocket initially. To go round the angles, avoid everything else, and go into the middle is tough.
Yeah, that's a tough one to take. It really is. Okay, it was not right up the middle of the table, but it was nowhere near a pocket, and yeah, in it goes. That means Rob's got an opportunity to have another first visit clearance here. He's got a great mannerism around the table, isn't he? Sort of runs around like he owns the place.
Well,
Hugely confident player.
Yeah, that's the thing with Rob. He almost is, you know, you can make the same sort of cliche around a fair few, you know, sports, but Rob's a real confidence player. When he's on it, he almost feels unbeatable. But that can be a little fragile for his liking at times, I know.
It's hard to put this into words, really, but he almost wants it too much. He really does want that to make that breakthrough. It's everything to him. I really enjoy his company off the table. I've got to know him a little bit better over the last few years, and yeah, he works so hard. He's got huge belief in what he's doing, and he really wants to make that next step, and he's so tantalisingly close that when he takes a tough defeat, it really does hurt him.
Well, I think it's the nature of the beast now, isn't it? It's because 8 ball pool is one of those brutal sports that it doesn't necessarily completely work as a meritocracy. You can play perfect and lose.
Yeah.
And there's not many sports you can say that of. And that can be hard because you can put in all the time, all the practice, be as prepared as anybody. A bit of bad luck goes your way and all of a sudden you're out of the tournament. It's a very, very difficult thing to win on the Ultimate Pool circuit. Even if you take all that out of consideration, there's so many brilliant players. Rob is one of them, and he's started like a train here. 2 lovely clearances. He's been pin perfect with the cue ball all the way through, and that's the only, if you had to pick a criticism of Rob's game, and it is splitting hairs because he is such a brilliant player, but that cue ball can be a bit fast and loose at times, but the fact it's been so controlled so far is a really good sign for him. With his second and put himself on the hill already. Oh, that's perfect. Oh, he cannot hit it better. That is an absolute dream of a break from Rob Wharne. And you can almost see him trying not to look too excited here. The cue ball is perfect, and he's made, I think, 4 balls, if not more. It's an incredible break.
And look at the leave, though. I mean, it's not just the break. Sometimes you make this number of balls and you've got a problem and you haven't got the ammunition to solve it. I mean, this is it doesn't come out better than this.
Yeah, spectacular. And you notice as well, despite the fact that he's taken 4 reds off the table, Rob will go yellows here. And I think pretty much every single player at the top level would, which might seem strange if you're used to playing down your local with your mates. You know, go for the one with the least amount of balls seems to be the method, but not the top level. They want options, they want angles, they want choices.
It's the exact opposite, actually. I mean, I know this time it was obvious because it didn't really have a red on and yellows looked so easy, but you'd normally go for the colour set that has more balls on.
Yeah. Still needed taking out though, and he's done so pretty perfectly. This has been an impressive start from the whacker. Well, what a start. 3-0 in no time at all, and penny for the thoughts of Connor Treacy, because he's not even had a shot in open table yet. He's had one very unfortunate break. That's spectacular. Oh, wow.
No.
It's brutal. It's
it
absolutely
really is.
brutal. What a leave as well. Connor Treacy might as well, you get the feeling, put his cue away. The only thing you would say in mitigation there for the gods, if you like, is his cue ball wasn't where he would have wanted it to have been. It sort of invited a little bit of bad luck.
It
But
did.
that is being very critical. I'm
It
aware.
is. That is a little bit closer to the corner than his first break was. But even so, once it missed the top right corner, I thought, here we go then, Connor. You've got time here to try and find something. But, I mean, he's in danger of, well, playing 2 shots in this match. Although Rob's just played a loose one. He wanted to be on this yellow at the bottom. The only thing he was guarding against was landing too straight on it. And because of that, he's pulled up short.
Easy enough to reroute though with a bit of control, which he's done very nicely. Can use the lower of the 2 yellows here to come down the table.
I wonder if he'll use the red here, because if he gets to the red, that gives him a lovely angle to get back up the table. No, he's going to leave it till last. I thought he might play the lower one of the yellows there, then the one at the bottom to get back to that one in the middle. But he's decided to take both into the middle first. So just needs a few turns of angle just to get back to the middle of the table. Straight's not great.
He's fairly straight. He should be able to force something here.
Well, he's going to guarantee himself a shot at the 8 ball. It
Yes.
just won't be as good a shot as he was hoping for. Just needs to come back 6 inches or so.
Yeah, and this is where we talk about Rob backs his potting. Not a problem to leave a shot like this. For Robbie is a fabulous cueist, and this for a perfect performance from the whacker. Not to be. Well, wouldn't you know it. So Connor Treacy, with 9.5 minutes on the clock, finds himself 3-0 down, and now he gets his first shot at the table after Rob Wharne has missed match ball. Really surprised to see Rob miss that, actually, but
it highlights the point I was making about Rob's game. He's such a talented player, but the number of times he leaves himself that sort of shot or something big at the end of a finish, and 9 times out of 10 he'll make that 8 ball, but you can't always make it. You know, you're just adding, you're asking yourself to make a shot, and the absolute best players, when it comes down to the patterns, they're not leaving themselves those 8 balls. They're right behind it.
you can see on the back of Connor Treacy's top, no more Mr. Nice Guy. That was, well, it still is his nickname, and it's well earned. He's one of the nicest fellas you could ever meet. Incredibly affable off the table. As I said at the top of the match, he's an animal on the table. Really, really relentless. Speaking to him before we got going tonight, and he's a very thoughtful player. Really thinks about what he can do to elevate and to graduate his game up to the top level. Asking himself, well, what separates me from Tom Cousins? Where's the difference? Where can I find that? How can I improve? You know, he was as he mentioned in his interview, gifted a ticket into the Players' Championship as a late replacement last year, and took, the second best player in the world, Stevie Dempsey, all the very, very end to beat him via a 6 red shootout. That's a fantastic statement, if you like. But how are you over the course of the season? Can you break into the top 32? Can you break into the top 16? Can you win a title? And he'll find out a lot about his game over the next 12 months. And we might find out a little bit about his game in this match tonight, because wouldn't you just know that Rob Wharne goes in off the break after missing match ball? It feels like you often find this. You feel like almost matches run to a script at times. You'd have put good money on that happening.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the script we always hear in the pool world. You make a bad error and it comes back and hurts you again. Connor has to make sure it hurts him again. He should get out here, of course. He just wants to make sure he doesn't... The reds are all in between the yellows, but the yellows are all fine. It's just deciding which way round about the three he wants to go. I think ideally he'd love to have been straighter in on the yellow to right centre so that he could drop it in, take the one in the middle of the table, then the one he just played. So that's why he's taken a few extra seconds, is just to reevaluate and find an alternative route. That'll do nicely. This is where he wanted to be 2 shots ago on this line.
Yeah, perfect. And actually, the yellow in the middle of the table is a beautiful last ball. Dead straight on it, just replace the yellow with the cue ball, and you're homing in on the 8. We could have a cracker on our hands here to open up Group 2. Can Connor Treacy get his break going is the big question. Flicker of concern maybe in the eyes of the whacker. Anyway, Connor Treacy looking to take us to a decider. 8 ball, wouldn't you know it? We will go all the way to a decider, and we'll have 5 minutes on the watch with which to watch it. Connor Treacy with the golden break, 8 ball straight in, frame on the board. He wanted to keep an eye on that cue ball, because if the cue ball goes in as well, golden duck, he'd have lost the match. And there's the reaction of Rob Wharne.
He wears his heart on his sleeve, doesn't he? And wouldn't you know it? I mean, it's amazing. It's a very similar break to his previous 2 as well. Cue ball dangerously close to the top right-hand corner. This time it stays on, and of course the 8 ball in.
Rob will be desperate to hit a break like his second of the night, and he has. 8 ball, joking, golden duck. Oh, you could not write it. Rob Wharne from 3-0 up, misses match ball and loses the match on a golden duck.
Oh, that's heartbreaking. It really is. Tough one for Rob.
Oh, wow. Back after this.